Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you have had a good week so far. Today, we're going to go ahead and jump in for day 19. It is April 28th, and we are going to look at reading and module first. So the very first thing that you're doing today is looking back at that book that we read yesterday called About Trees. It's in your packet on pages 17 and 18. And you are going to listen to the module video that's in the description and follow along in this story as they read the book About Trees. So it's the first thing you're doing. We're rereading this book from yesterday. After you've read that book, I want you to think about what do trees do for you. So think back of all those things that trees provide for us. After you've thought about that and discussed it with either a parent or a sibling, you are going to draw another tree part. So yesterday, I know I drew the branches of a tree and labeled it. So today, I decided to draw the trunk. And I colored it in brown and I labeled it with the word trunk right here to show what I drew. And you are going to do the same thing. So you're picking a different part of a tree than the part that you did yesterday, and you are going to label it and make sure that you are showing high quality work. Okay, we're moving into word work now, and if you want to check out that word work video that is in the description below, I'm going to walk us through what that video looks like. So the first thing we're doing in that video is chaining, and go ahead and grab a piece of paper and something to write with, and we are going to write down these words and we're going to change them to make a new word. So we're going to chain all of these words to create a whole new word at the very end. All right, you should have your pencil and a piece of paper, and that first word that we are looking at, we're going to write down the word path. Path. After you've written down that word path, you are going to change that word to say math. So figure out what sound you're going to change in that word to spell math. After you've written path and now you've written math, you're going to change that word math to say man. So figure out what sound you need to change to switch it from math to man. Okay, we're going to start a whole new chain of words. So go ahead and write the word ship. We're going to start with the word ship. Once you've written that word ship, we're going to change one of those sounds to change our word to shop. Shop. After you've written shop, we're going to change that word to say shot. Shot. Take a minute to write those words. After you've written shot, we're going to change that word to say got. Got. After you've written got, we're going to change that word to say gut. Gut. Got a few more left. We're going to change the word gut to say thut. Thut. Take a minute to write thut. And after you've written that, we're going to change our word to say thud. Thud. After you've written thud, we're going to change that word to say thid. Thid. And after you've written thid, we have one more. We're going to change that word to say thin. Thin. So you should have all of those words written in a list, and you're just changing one sound every time to make a new word. Make sure you're hanging on to this, either keep up with it on a piece of paper or in a journal. Last but not least, we have science. And in science today, we are looking at a whole new animal. So we've looked at mammals and we've looked at reptiles, but today we are looking at fish. So we're gonna look at a bunch of different fish today, but before we do, I wanted to give you some physical characteristics of fish. So the different characteristics that fish have. Fish live in water their entire lives. Fish also can breathe in water through gills. So they don't have lungs like people or like reptiles or mammals. They have gills that allow them to breathe underwater. And they have scales, fins, and a tail. So those are just a few characteristics of fish. And now I'm going to show you a bunch of different kinds of fish. So the first two fish we're looking at are a betta fish and a mandarin fish. So these are super cool. They're really colorful. The next two fish we're gonna look at, this is called a yellow tang. And this fish is called an anglerfish. I know I've seen this fish in Finding Nemo. You might have seen it too. It has like a little light bulb hanging off up here. And feel free to pause this if you want to look at the fish for a little longer. All right, the next fish we have, this one probably looks familiar. This is a clownfish. So this is the same fish as Nemo. This fish below it is called a flying fish. So this fish almost looks like it has wings, and it can fly and jump out of the water. There's also a parrotfish. It's really pretty and colorful. And a pufferfish. We're gonna keep going and see what other fish we have. This is called a lionfish. This one's super cool looking. And then a goldfish right here. Gonna keep on looking. Let's see what fish this is. This is called a mahi-mahi, this fish right here with the blue fin. And this one is a swordfish. It looks like its nose is a sword. Got a few more fish to look at. Let's see what fish we have left. This fish is called a manta ray. I don't know if you can see how big. There's a person next to it. That's a huge fish. And then there's a hammerhead, which is a type of shark, and a killer whale. We have another type of whale over here, and this whale is called a humpback whale, right here. All right, and two more fish left that we're gonna look at. This fish right here is called a catfish. And this fish is called a carp. So I know we just looked at a lot of fish in a really short amount of time, but feel free to go back and you can pause on any fish that you want to get a closer look at. But your job today is to draw a picture of your favorite fish and then write me a sentence about why that's your favorite fish. So I'm going to show you an example in just a minute. So I chose my favorite fish, and my favorite fish is a parrotfish. And I drew a picture of my parrotfish and I wrote a sentence to match. So you're gonna do the same thing, picking your favorite fish. You can either pick one off of the video that we just showed, or you can pick one that you just know of and like. And my sentence says, my favorite fish is a parrotfish because it is so colorful. After you've done that, that's all we have for the rest of the day. So I hope you enjoy your day, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.